Hey everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, wrong one.
Mhm.
All right, welcome to Monday Manna on a Tuesday. We're so glad you're able to join in with us. Please like and share the video.
We are back.
We are back. Had some technical difficulties actually on Monday, so that's why we're here on a Tuesday for Monday Tuesday Manna. Um, and so we're glad that you guys are able to join in with us. We'll give it um, about another 30 seconds or so to give people a chance to find us. Um, and then we will get going. We will finish our discussion that we started on yesterday, but I want to come at it from a different way. And if y'all have any questions or anything like that about anything that we're discussing, please post your questions in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you.
Amen.
Don't be shy. Don't post them things.
This is a no judgment zone.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
So
feel free to do what you need to do, say what you need to say.
yeah, yeah. Post your questions.
Amen.
All right. I think I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. This might be an abbreviated Monday manner, so y'all need to get in early and get in often.
Amen.
All right. So yesterday we ended up with the question, and the question was simply, what happens if the lady cheats and she gets pregnant? Basically, that was it, right?
Yeah, I think that was how it was put. And I said it was a double standard. You said it's not. So we'll go from
Okay.
there.
Yes, let's go from there. So, all right. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking. Well, I'm asking this question in general, but I want to know from a woman's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think happens when a man cheats? Why do you think he
I
cheats?
think a man cheats because he feels like he's not getting what he needs. His needs aren't being met. I think that's one of the biggest things. So you tell me why men cheat.
We're gonna get to it. I'm just
Okay.
asking from your perspective.
Yeah,
Uh, Go ahead.
I think that that has a lot to do with men cheating, and I think that they'll tell another woman what they won't tell the woman that they're with.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. So, why do you think women cheat?
Now that I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I can't answer that. I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing. I guess.
Okay. All right. All right. So let me come at it from this perspective. Some years ago, and I don't even remember where I read this.
Mm-hmm.
Some years ago, I read. We've talked about this thing before,
Mm-hmm.
where men give affection
Mm-hmm. For
for
sex
sex, and
and
women
sex
give sex
for affection.
for affection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So having said that, so I want to get to a couple of points here.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we look at like men and women in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
like we've always said for a man, his ego is very important to him.
Mm-hmm.
So if he feels like when he feels like his needs are not being met,
Mm-hmm.
maybe his ego is not being stroked properly.
Okay.
And some other, I'm just throwing this out there. It's just my perspective, and maybe some other person came along and stroked that ego.
Mm-hmm.
This is based on what I not nothing I know, but based on what I read.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then if men are driven by their ego,
Mm-hmm.
and then women need more of like women are looking for an emotional connection.
Yeah.
Like they want to connect with you on a more emotional level
Mm-hmm.
than just jumping in bed with somebody, having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say a woman that's in a committed relationship.
Okay.
I can't speak to what's going on out there now,
Mm-hmm.
because apparently people just
It's all kind of stuff going on.
yeah. So in a committed relationship, then a woman needs her emotional needs met.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the relationship, we both can get what we need, but we need different stuff.
Right.
So when one person feels like they're not getting what they need, then sometimes they will seek that outside of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really, I don't think at that time they're really thinking, I want to disconnect from this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there's this thing that I need over here that's helping me or that's fulfilling this need in me.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's my relationship that fulfills like my every need.
Mm.
Go ahead. You got something you want to say? Go ahead.
I do because, oftentimes men will cheat, but they never leave their wives. You know what I'm saying? And they'll
Mm-hmm.
stay in a relationship with another woman or multiple women and still be at home and be married to their wives.
Mm-hmm. Because once again, this is like getting back to this thing of the male ego.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at things and when we look at things from just those perspectives that I put out there. So
Mm-hmm.
all right, so then a man could step outside of his marriage and not be emotionally attached.
Yeah, I think they do it all the time.
Okay. A woman, on the other hand, cannot step out without some emotional attachment.
Right.
So then here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. If a woman gets pregnant by another man,
Mm-hmm.
then what you're saying is that you have some emotional attachment to that man that you got pregnant by. Because you didn't just sleep with him one time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying that the other person
Mm-hmm.
didn't just sleep with this person one time. That's an ongoing relationship that, in the scenario that I just gave out, that she has some kind of emotional attachment to the guy that she's in the relationship with.
Okay.
And then if she gets pregnant, that further ties her into that
Right, because
relationship.
the baby is gonna keep. You know what I'm saying? A
Right,
baby connects you for years.
right, right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
So now for the man who's at home, when I said that that's probably a deal breaker, is because he realizes that you or the person is it the woman is emotionally attached to this man in some kind of way more than just I just made a mistake and cheated. This is she has some kind of attachment in this relationship, emotional attachment to this guy, that it was more than just because number one, yeah, if you got pregnant, you're having some unprotected sex.
Right.
So really, you're just like, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm talking about on both ends,
Yeah,
men and women. You just like, I don't
I
care.
agree with that.
But for a man, and I oftentimes say this about men are pretty much just in it just for the sex.
Hmm. I don't know. That's just a tough one. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just all right. I'm just telling you,
Mm-hmm.
men are pretty much in it just for the sex. Because if it was more than that, he would leave.
But you're getting sex at home.
But once again, let's go back to the ego thing. Is the ego being built and stroked? Because we all want to be valued in the relationship.
Right.
We just don't understand how to value one another. Because it's like, if I gotta stroke his ego, why I gotta be stroking his ego?
Mm-hmm.
Then on the other hand, why I got to be all, making sure that she's emotionally, connected.
Yeah, because I mean, like I keep saying it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Just like a man needs his ego stroked, so do women. It may not be called the same thing,
Right.
but
That's what I'm saying when I said a woman needs to be emotionally
mm-hmm.
connected. That's what I mean by I'm saying they're different things, but both want to be valued in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it can't be a well, because both of us would feel like we're not valued if
Mm-hmm.
we're not getting from the other person what we think that we should be getting from somebody we're in a committed relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So does that where communicating what each other needs? You know what I'm
yes,
saying? To make sure that those needs are being fulfilled and met.
yes, those things have to be communicated, so that because each person, once again, everybody in the relationship, we both want to be valued,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Absolutely.
we both want to feel like we have value
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship. The problem is that most people don't know how to. First of all, you have to understand what are your values.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want out of the relationship? What's important to you?
Yeah.
And then you have to relate what's important to you to the person you're in a relationship with. Because this is, once again, let's go back to the point where people would even, get the idea about cheating.
Mm-hmm.
You tell somebody else what's valuable to you in a relationship instead of the person you're in a relationship with.
Yeah.
And then when they realize that that's what's valuable to you, once again, if a woman tells a man that,
Mm-hmm.
and he sees, okay, this is my end.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way I could get in. She
Mm-hmm.
telling me everything that she wants.
Yeah.
So then he provides what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
She gets confused because she thinks that this is a emotional
Mm-hmm.
attachment. Like he's fulfilling this emotional need.
Mm-hmm.
He values me.
Okay.
Well, the man is just saying, I just want to get in your pants.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the woman thinks, I got this emotional connection.
Okay. I'm listening.
No, come on. We need some input.
I don't know.
That's why
I've seen many people cheat. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a cheater. If I'm with someone, I'm with them. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I don't know. We're talking about these things, but I don't really know how that works or what makes people think that, because I'm of the belief that if you want to be with someone, then you should be with that person, that one person, and you should be able to communicate to that person what you need and what you want. And
So here's my question to you. This is interesting. Here's my question to you. Then why do marriages and relationships fail?
Yeah.
Because when those two people get together,
Mm-hmm.
they're saying that we're committed and we want to be together.
Mm-hmm.
So then why is it, if we're saying that, then why is it that relationships fail?
I don't know.
Why is it that marriages fail?
I don't know, because we're seeing a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's so prevalent. And I think more than anything, people, are about their flesh and what makes them feel good, or whoever makes them feel good. So that's what people do.
Well, once again, I'm gonna say this to you again. We have these innate things in us
Mm-hmm.
that we need to be satisfied, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those things don't go away once you get married. It's not like you put away the fact that I need for you to build my ego up.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make me feel like I'm the king of the castle. I'm the best that's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know, I need all of that
Mm-hmm.
from you, and that's not gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're married or in a relationship, that doesn't stop. And I don't think what a woman needs when she comes into the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
to feel wanted and needed,
Mm-hmm.
and to feel supported and loved and protected.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff doesn't stop when she comes into the relationship either.
Right.
But it is when we get in relationships, because you notice how all of the stuff that we do when we're dating,
Mm-hmm.
when we get in a relationship, we stop doing those things.
Yeah.
Like
At some point, yeah.
Yeah, we stop dating.
Mm-hmm.
We stop, enjoying one another.
Mm-hmm.
We stop, all of those things stop, is because, and it almost seems like I got you and you got me.
Mm-hmm.
What more is there to do?
Okay.
I'm saying that's the way.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's what it seems
Okay.
like. Like we
Mhm.
have our date night.
We do.
I want to continue to have our date night
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's important. But
It is.
most people don't continue to do
Mm-hmm.
things and have fun. Like they don't. If they vacation before they got married, they don't vacation once they get married.
Mm.
I'm just saying it goes to, and then people say, well, I just feel like we're in a rut. Well,
Mhm.
that's not bad
Yeah.
because you found what works for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to come home every day and be surprised by the person. I mean, personality changes.
Right.
And the person
Yeah.
that you're in a relationship with.
I get that. Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to be one day, you're on top of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and then I come on tomorrow and you in the pit, and then the next day,
But I mean, sometimes that happens.
not like that. I don't mean like that.
Okay.
I mean, but as your way of life, this is who you are.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't
get
know
you.
who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Mhm.
can't come home and just know who you are because every day, everything about you changes. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I get that.
And I never get to know you. So if all of this stuff is true, and if for y'all out there, you ever been in a relationship that just broke up or just ended, and you felt like you were communicating in the relationship? Come on, somebody. I know we ain't the only ones.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you see us?
I know we're not the only ones on here.
Yeah.
Y'all be brave. Ask questions. Comment. Do something. Let's talk tonight.
Yeah,
Let's just talk.
This is open dialogue.
Yeah, let's talk. Because I want to know then why it seems, from what we're saying, this seems like this should be simple, right?
It does seem like it should be, but I understand too that it's not. And like I said, I've seen a lot of people cheat in marriages. You know what I'm saying? Getting to that point though, it's just I don't know.
Well, once again, like I said, we all have things that we value. And if anybody feels like, any of y'all ever felt like you just were not valued, like if you work for somebody, you work for an employer, you feel like you're not valued, don't you get disgruntled? You want to make a move, you want to change jobs, you want to get out of there because you don't feel like you are valued. And I'm saying that that's life, that we have our values.
So what do we do to keep the relationship in a good place? You know what I'm saying? So that nobody thinks about stepping outside of the relationship.
We have to learn once. It's simple,
but it's not
complicated.
Yeah.
We have to learn how to value one another. And like we always say, you have to learn how to make deposits, because you're going to have days when you make withdrawals from the relationship. So you have to learn how to make deposits and build stuff into the relationship. Like no matter what goes on, I still need you to know that I value you.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about like I'm just talking about we're having a bad day. You still need to know that I value you and I still love you. And I'm still protecting you, and I'm still, I still care about you, and I'm still here. I'm still present. And I think those things are important. I think most people don't ever learn how to navigate through those kind of things.
Yeah, because a lot of people get to a point and they just shut down, and it's hard to, I guess, when you have those walls built up and you're so used to things being a certain way. So when you come into a relationship, if things are different from what you're used to, you don't know how to accept it.
Yes. But if we don't come into a relationship with a fresh set of eyes, with a renewed heart, with then what we'll do is drag in our old relationship
into a new one,
into the new relationship. And then eventually we'll ruin this relationship.
Yeah.
Because no matter how we say I'm not in that relationship anymore, we really will be we really will be like for real, we really would be in a place of I lost my thought because I was reading that comment.
Yeah.
It will kind of put us in a place of, once again, if we don't value each other. And I do agree with you, Billy King. I agree with you.
I do too, but
But why is it that so many? My question is, why is it that divorce in the church is as high as it is anywhere else?
Yeah, because you have people that love the Lord.
And still get divorced.
They still get divorced and they still cheat.
Yeah.
But they genuinely love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what he's saying, but I think it's more to it than that.
Okay. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We're there. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, you find the pastor gets divorced. You know what I'm saying? Divorce happens in families or in relationships. And I don't think that it's necessarily because people has lost their focus on Jesus. I think it's more so what we were talking about is us valuing each other and allowing each other to know, you know what I'm saying, that I'm here for you. I love you. I'm through it all. I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. So, I don't know.
What? Okay. So listen, first off, I here's my point about it all. You have to make Jesus the center.
You do.
of the
I
relationship.
I absolutely agree with
Yes,
that. Yes.
Jesus has to be the center of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell y'all, like, let me throw this out there too. I've seen people who are not saved that have been married for
Mm-hmm.
50, 60 years,
Yeah.
and they remain um okay. I agree with that.
Yeah. I
And
got you.
I've seen people that are not saved that
Mm-hmm.
that have that have stayed married, and from all accounts seem like they're enjoying one another.
Yeah,
And
and
I've seen people that are saved
hmm
that have been married for a long time, and by all accounts seem like they're enjoying one another.
I know that that was our foundation. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We we both love Jesus. Jesus is at the center of our hearts, and because Jesus is at the center of our hearts, and because we love up, we can love across. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like you always say, my love for my wife overflows from my love from Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just you have to put in the work, and sometimes the work is difficult. But if it's something that you really want, that you really want to be a part of, you'll do the work. And then you'll get to a point in the relationship where being, you can just enjoy being.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Okay. So once again, I think that we have to discover what we value in life. I think you discover that before you get married.
hmm
Or let me rephrase that. It would be better if you discovered that before you got married.
yeah.
I'm not saying you can't get married and then discover what the person values.
hmm
Okay. So let me rephrase that. I think it would be better if and then values over time can also change.
hmm
Y'all, I hope y'all understand that.
Yeah.
What Because listen, for the most part, not for the most part, from this perspective, and my women, y'all got to give me give me something.
hmm
Let me know. Um, is it true that women need to feel protected?
That's a big thing for me. I don't know about other women, but I needed someone that would basically do for me or do more for me than what my parents did. You know what I'm saying? My dad protected me. He made sure that we had everything that we needed. So does a man then come in and say, "I want you to be my wife," and then can't provide those same things for you? And it's not that we won't, that you won't run into some difficult days,
Mm-hmm.
or what I'm saying. We've had to grow a lot
Mm-hmm.
in the 30 years that we've been together. You know what I'm saying? But that's important I think that's important to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really speak for other women, but I think it's important to know that you have somebody that's willing to do whatever it takes to go beyond, what you can ever imagine or think to be in relationship with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna clarify this for y'all. When she says somebody that could provide the things that she needs
hmm
and feel protected, that doesn't necessarily mean that when you started out in the marriage,
Right.
y'all had
Everything. Yeah.
everything that they had then.
No.
What she means is that we're working together to build.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to clarify that because some
Yeah.
people are like, what if I can't provide for her with her parents? We're talking
We're not.
about
Yeah.
building
You. Yeah.
and just knowing that you're willing to put in the work.
That's right. Knowing
So
that you can be with somebody that you can build with.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you have to know that.
yeah. Okay, okay. So as men, what is it that men value in a relationship?
Sex.
No,
Everything gets to the center box.
I
Everything.
I
Sex.
I, I don't think that it's so much that
hmm
as more of a it is a men need to be built up, and I think that a lot of women just don't understand that
Yeah.
because they will look at that and say, well, he's being childish, or
That's what
he's
your mama should have done. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's not.
hmm
And if you ever notice that most of our moms, when we grew up in a home with our moms, most
hmm
of our moms did that. They built us up.
hmm
Most of our moms, yep, respect. There you
Yeah.
go. And most of our that I was going to thank you, Pastor
Pastor.
King.
Yep.
I was going to get there.
hmm
Most of our moms did build us up.
hmm
They made us feel like we could conquer the world. But at the same time, you need to understand when the man leaves the house,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the world is on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And when he comes home, he's looking for that place to where he can just be respected
Mm-hmm.
and admired and cared for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's looking for when he comes back home. That's why, it's better for a man to go to the rooftop to be in the house with an angry woman, because he's just looking for a place of peace
Mm-hmm.
where he can be respected. And like when I'm out here protecting you,
Mm-hmm.
I need for you to be in here respecting me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I hope you understand that.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I get that.
yeah,
You know.
but I'm just saying a lot of women be like, I ain't, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that. I'm not, his
Mm-hmm.
mama should have done that for him. But
No.
you're tearing the man down, and
Yeah.
he'll never, he won't be able, he will have no incentive,
Right.
to go out and do, like, because it's like, why am I going to do all this and
Mm-hmm.
all you doing is tearing me down every day? I get tore down enough.
In the world.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
the
out there in them
world.
streets. Yeah.
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 And once again, this is what I'm saying. We can both get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
ain't, when we figure out the things that we value, it's not saying, once again, like I said, I think that was one of those Sundays I said, might have been last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I win doesn't mean that you lose.
Right, absolutely.
Why can't we both win?
Yeah. And that's how it should be.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm
if
saying?
we're both valuing one another and
Mm-hmm.
giving in the marriage what each other needs, we're both winning. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not losing because, I'm doing for you the things that you need done. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not losing. I'm still winning.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're doing the things for me that I need done, you're not losing. You're still winning.
Right.
Because we're both building each other up into a more excellent relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then we both get out of, like I said, you need to, I don't know, was that a couple of Monday
Mm-hmm.
manners ago when I said that to love somebody with your whole heart,
Yeah.
it's,
Last Monday.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to love someone with your whole heart will allow you to, it's like the Lord loves us with his whole heart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when we're in relationship with God and we're being loved with God's whole heart, I mean, he loves us
Mm-hmm.
with he just loves us.
Yeah.
And to experience that kind of love, that's how God wants us to experience love with one another.
Mm-hmm.
That to know I can trust you with my whole heart.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that, let's just be honest, that's not easy to do.
It's not.
To
I don't
trust.
think that's easy for male or female.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not easy for any of us,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what we should be working towards in the relationship, is being able to love one another with our whole hearts.
Mm-hmm.
That we can, and when we get to that point where I can love you with my whole heart, you can love me with your whole heart, we will experience love from one another that is just, I mean, it's a I can't even think of the word.
Mm-hmm.
It's a catharsis.
Yeah.
I mean, it just brings you to a point in a relationship to where I like to call that's cheat proofing your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's making sure a fair proof in your relationship.
Yeah.
That's making sure that you don't give anybody any room
Mm-hmm.
to step into the relationship.
Yeah.
If somebody says, well, I could do this for you. No, you can't, because what you're telling me you could do for me, I'm already getting done for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm already getting it.
Like I told you this a long time ago, that everything that I need from any woman is in you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to have another woman to provide for me what I can already get from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I'll come home and ask you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
If there's something I feel like that I need or I want,
Mm-hmm.
I know where to go.
Yeah.
Once again,
but that don't mean that women ain't gonna try you. You know what I'm saying? And
But
then y'all be acting like y'all oblivious to stuff, and I know you're not.
because we are.
No, it can't be.
Listen,
You can't be.
yes, I need for you to understand this, and this is one of the points that I think that women don't understand and miscategorize.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in this relationship and I'm getting from you what I want,
Mm-hmm.
my eyes are on you. My eyes are not on anybody else. So if somebody else comes, I am oblivious to it because I'm not looking for it.
Okay.
I'm not looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
If I think that, and if it gets to the point to where I think that this is inappropriate, I know how to handle that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not looking for it, then usually if you're not, if somebody feels like they're doing something and you're not, as a man,
All right, Pastor Billy. I hear you.
yeah, we are. Because if I'm not, that's not what I have everything I need, so why would I be looking for something else?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like, you put the meal on the table. You know how much I like steak.
Right.
And here's my steak and my potatoes and all that stuff. Why am I going to be looking across the table at somebody else's meal?
Food. Yeah.
Even if somebody comes and says, "Hey, you want my steak?" No, I got my own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got my own. I'm not paying attention to that stuff. And that stuff is not, I'm not going to be influenced by that stuff because I'm not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But if somebody like pushes into my space,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I know how to handle that. And I don't need that handled by anybody else because I know how to handle that.
Okay.
I know how to get that. I know how to get away from stuff that's inappropriate. I know if people are being inappropriate with me, I know how to handle that myself.
Yeah.
Jesus
Taylor,
Christ.
they say they're not. So I'm gonna roll with this. I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with it.
Yeah. That is absolutely true. Men, if a man is in a relationship with a woman and he has the woman that provides for him everything he needs, why would you mess that up?
Yeah.
And especially like in our relationship, we've been through all of this. And here's one thing that people don't realize is that even if you jump out of this relationship and jump into another one, you still got to build in that one.
Yeah, you do.
So
you better know it.
I mean, so why, if you put in the time,
yeah.
and once again, like you said earlier, you build so you can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So why build and then tear it down, and then now you got to go back and do the same thing?
But I don't think that the average Joe Blow thinks like that. You know what I'm saying? I think we have a pretty unique relationship, if I can say.
I think
I can say that.
I don't know. Listen, because I only hang around brothers that are accountable.
Okay.
So I can't say that because I don't know everybody else, but I know the guys that I hang around. They're accountable men, and they're honorable and respectful men.
And I think that's a good thing. I don't think that especially married couples should be hanging out unless it's somebody in your family, of course. But with single men or single women.
I'm not gonna say because like me hanging around or me being in a group of single brothers, how else am I going, if they don't know Christ, how else do I get an opportunity to witness to them? How else do they get to see a married man hang out and still honor his wife at the same time? How do they get to experience, and to see that we can't take Christ away from folks?
No, we can't.
We got to present Christ to those that need to see him. And there may be a young man who maybe he just got married, or maybe he's engaged, or maybe he's dating somebody that needs to know that, hey, if I get married, this is not the end of my life. Right. Look at these guys. They're enjoying themselves, but they're still being respectful to their wives and still honoring their marriage. I believe that young men need to see that. I needed to see that from your father. Momo was a mentor to me because I saw the way he interacted with his family, and I saw the way that he took care of his family. So I learned a lot of wisdom from him just by watching the way that he interacted with his family. And like I always tell people, as much as the people in my wife's family, y'all please don't take this the wrong way, but as much as y'all would give Mama Dorothy credit for everything that she did do a lot, and I love her.
She couldn't have done it all without him.
She couldn't have done it without him.
She could not have.
I've
She could
seen
not have done
I've
it
seen
without
her
him.
have these conversations with him
Hmm.
about stuff that she wanted to do for her family that she first talked to him about.
That's right.
And he would say, Mama, if you want to do it, then just, we're gonna go ahead and do it. If
Hmm.
whatever we gotta do, we're gonna do it.
We're
And
the same way.
yeah, yeah,
The exact same way,
yeah.
Lord Jesus.
Because the children come to you,
They
and
do.
then me and you have a conversation, whether they
We
want to
do.
believe it or not.
Yeah, we
We have a
do.
conversation, and then we make that decision.
Hmm.
But that's what makes things work.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that I saw that in him.
Hmm.
And as a young married man, I had a godly, example before me. I had that wisdom before me
Yeah.
that helped me.
So what happens to the men that say that they've never had that example? They don't know how to be a good man because they've never seen that. It was a lot of divorce in my family, but I knew that that's not what I wanted.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
If I want to be a plumber,
Mm-hmm.
plumbers are not going to come to my house.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that if I have a desire to be,
Mm-hmm.
then I go to
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I desire and I learn
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to go and put in the effort if it's important to you.
Okay.
If it's important to you, you'll go and put in the effort. You can't use it as an
As an
excuse
excuse,
because
yeah.
I didn't grow up in a house where my father was necessarily, this doting, loving husband.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the case in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And so because it was important to me, I learned I could like have ignored everything that Momo did.
Yeah.
But it was important to me, so I learned. So if you can't use it as an excuse, because if that's really your heart's desire,
Mm-hmm.
then you will first of all, if you're a man of God, you'll pray and you'll ask God to lead you to somebody who can mentor you. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe that everybody should have a mentor.
Yeah.
I just believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that mentors are important,
I do too.
not just in marriage, but I believe mentors are important just in life to help you to help you to avoid some of the pitfalls
Mm-hmm.
and to give you instruction and direction and wisdom to help you along the way to realize the things in life that that you need to realize. So I'm just saying you can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah. And I always wanted my kids or our children to see a loving relationship between us
Mm-hmm.
so that they would know that they too could have that. You know what I'm saying? Now, it may have been things that we disagreed about, but we put on a united front. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As far as our kids were concerned. And I think that's very important. I think that growing up, your children need to see you be affectionate. They need to see you love each other. They need to see all of that. You know what I'm saying? So they'll know that they don't have to just settle for anything.
Yes, 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 yes. So once again, I'm just saying, and because we're getting ready to get off the line,
Okay.
you have to understand. I mean, what's the value or the things that the other person values? Okay, so know this, that y'all are two different people from two different families
Right.
that probably looks at some things differently
Mm-hmm.
than. I mean, my household was different from
Yeah.
your household.
Exactly. Yeah.
Y'all did things different than what we did things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, these are very simple things. We turn the ironing board one way when we iron in my family. They turn the ironing board a different way in her family.
Mm-hmm.
We put our pillows in the pillowcase one way in my family. They put them in there a different way in her family. We have all these things that we come from these different families.
Yeah.
Trying to mesh those two things into one family, people sometimes get their feelings hurt because they just won't find a way that works best for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are things that you bring that, hey, that's a better way of doing this.
Yeah.
There are things that I bring that you go, hey, that's a better way of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of us fighting each other like this is the
Right.
way we always did it in my
Right.
family.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Instead of us fighting
Yeah.
each other, what's the best way that works for us?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we come and kind of meld our two things together and
Mm-hmm.
just figure out what works
What
best
works
for the
for
both?
us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
What's going to be best for us?
Mm-hmm.
How do we make this marriage or this relationship work for us?
Yeah.
And so instead of us fighting about silly stuff,
Mm-hmm.
when we learn how to come together, talk, figure out what works best.
Everybody can get what they want.
Everybody can get what they want. Yeah.
Everybody gets what they want and what they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because think about, like, one of the things that we did when our kids were growing up is that we shared household responsibility.
We did. Yeah.
And that helped us spend time with our children.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it gave us more time to spend together.
Yeah.
Because we worked together to do the things that we needed to do for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we finished with them and it was time for them to go to bed, and like we talked to them about, 8 and 8:30, they were.
Oh yeah.
They were in the bed.
In the bed.
So that gave us more time to spend together, unwind, talk about our day,
Yeah.
spend time together. That just gave us more time.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of me saying, come home with, this is woman's work.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Bishop.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yep.
It wasn't about that. It was about,
Mm-hmm.
what do we need to do?
Mm-hmm.
What responsibilities are we taking on tonight in order that we might be able to accomplish the things that we need to accomplish?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
go ahead,
Taylor. I agree with that. There are a lot of people that just don't want to take the time to do the necessary work, and it's easier to be able to blame somebody else for you not doing what you need to do. And putting the blame all on somebody else.
I think the number one thing for everybody to do is not come into relationships
with expectations,
with these preconceived
expectations
and notions about
marriage and what your relationship is
like,
going to be
even
like.
If this is what God said this relationship was going to be like,
Mm-hmm.
it might not look like that when you first get in it.
Right.
And if you just think that it's got to be this, mm-hmm. and it's not this, and it's got to be this, mm-hmm. then you won't put in the work to make it what God said that it would be.
Yeah.
And it's going to take some work. Once again, like I said, if you don't know, if you go into the diamond mine and you don't know what you're looking for, you might miss all of the diamonds, mm-hmm. and say it wasn't none in there simply because they were all black.
Right.
Or they were all covered and you didn't understand what you were looking for. Mm-hmm. So you have to put in that work to polish it and to make it to be, what it needs to be. When we got married, marriage wasn't what it is right now.
Right.
But we had these values, we had this vision, this focus. And so we just had to work on it. Mm-hmm. Through all of the ups and downs and everything else that went on in the marriage. We just had to stay focused and work on it. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm telling folks is, you got to stay focused and you got to work on it.
Yeah.
And don't try and force it to be something right now. Take your time.
Yeah.
And just let it work. Take your time.
Well, I'm of the mindset that you can't be what you can't define. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said that. So if it's like you said, if you see a couple or a marriage that you would like to model yours after, you have to get in there, ask questions, do the work, because it does not come by osmosis.
Yes.
Good marriages, good relationships just don't happen overnight.
Yes. Got to work at it. All right, y'all. Since, I appreciate your input mm-hmm. tonight. We're going to get off this line. Amen. And amen and amen. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
I hope you learned something.
Yeah.
Share it with your, friends, family, your neighbors, your coworkers, whatever.
Yeah.
Join us again next Monday.
Yeah. We'll be back next Monday. Monday at 6:30.
Amen.
Monday at 6:30.
Monday at 6:30.
Yeah. We had some technical difficulties last night and we weren't able to broadcast, but as you can see, most of those have been taken care of. Amen. And so thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, Pastor. Next week I want to kind of like look at some things that help to make the relationship work and to make it better. So if we could,
okay,
we'll do a little bit of that next Monday.
All right, we'll just title it "What Makes Your Relationship Good."
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. There's no one thing,
right?
And there's no one way for everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody is different. So come with your.
We're just going to share our experiences, and then you come and bring what you need to bring.
All right.
And we're going to talk about it.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great night.